You'll learn. There's
Heavenly Father, we come before you today to do the county's business. We ask that you guide us through this process. Ask that you be with those that can't be with us today, those that are sick or those that are serving to protect us throughout the world and country. Ask that you be with the candidates as they go through what they've gone through, especially with the attempt recently. So in Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. On the Texas flag, pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible.
Okay, this time any person with business before the court not scheduled on the agenda may speak to the court. No formal action can be taken on these items at this meeting. Each speaker will be limited to 3 minutes. Right, not seeing any takers today. Presentation and discussion of department head committee and board reports.
lots of activity.
Yeah, lots of activity.
139 hogs. Man, we need to get hog business. Go catch them.
Saw some good things in there. I do have a question for someone at one point on something, but that's a different time. But I wanted to look at the library for a second. Entire traffic in the library for June, 2,799. Nearly 2,800 people for June. They did a teen event. They had 20 teens. That's more teens, I think, than they have in there any given month. I don't know if you noticed the health unit report. It's very basic, but it's there. We have a report from them. It was what he could do in a short amount of time. Golf course. Y'all are killing it out there.
That's actually, thank you. We are. I have updated information. I just checked this morning for that. I just, anyway. June's numbers are, this was a new formula we were using, so I went back to our square and looked correctly. June's sales were 34,540 this year versus last year, 20,909. So a difference of $13,000,
That is great.
June to June.
It's fantastic.
How are the greens doing with the no rain? Doing
Great
well?
shape.
Got lots of water, so
They're in great shape.
Good
Great.
irrigation system.
yes.
Yeah, I went by there the other day. They look good.
I've heard a lot of compliments on it.
Yeah.
Just FYI.
Thank you.
Reminder, the 100-year anniversary is August 10th and 11th. There'll be a tournament on both days. We'll have some speakers at 1 p.m. At the youth center, they have a lot of kids in there too.
Oh my goodness. 3,000.
Yeah.
I didn't even.
Meals provided 3,028, snacks provided 1,514. Brought in $13,000.
Derek Kaufman, our AgriLife director, actually has some pretty interesting things in there about him, and they're so busy as well.
Yes,
Super busy.
you did have a lot going on this month.
A lot of the kids, what about 10 or 12 of them came up last month and actually did some work in the
Yes,
flower beds,
yeah, they sure did. So
beautified the courthouse.
they're gonna do that each year. They're gonna do a different side of the courthouse. This time they did that southwest corner. They did a good job. Where is that? There it is. Courthouse landscape. and
When they
flower
do
bed
the
project.
southeast corner, they may want to do an 811 call.
Yeah. So anything further on the committee and board reports and department head reports? We'll discuss and consider the following: old business approval of court minutes. We're going to, no action on that today. And then interprecinct project schedule and staffing. We got that going on.
We're all out at Scott's.
Hopefully we'll be through tomorrow afternoon or early Thursday morning.
Okay.
And thank y'all for helping.
You're very welcome.
If we can keep the chip spread around.
Yes. It looks like it's about to break.
We got a new belt this morning, so.
Good. They said it was coming. So
Yeah.
we've got some more things though that are problems with it that hopefully we'll get it's a different belt.
About the only thing left is the boxes.
Okay. Now, is that belt that's coming out of the aggregate box and going up to the front of the chip spreader, that's the belt, or the one that's in?
It's a different- We only had one delivery now, it's doing both of them.
Yeah.
For now.
He's got the other one ordered. Gary did, so should be in
And
before long.
it hadn't got any worse than yesterday, so.
Good.
Hopefully we can finish it, then change it.
Yeah. I just told them to make sure to keep your oil close to your
Yeah.
distributor.
They've been checking.
If it breaks down, oh my goodness, you're a quarter of a mile ahead. There's gonna be a lot of traffic that's gonna get oil on it.
So we should be through at least by Thursday morning. So.
Okay. And you're starting?
As soon as they get through, we'll probably start we'll see what Monday looks like if he's done.
Well, are we on 4156 again?
No, we're gonna go to 4114 first. And then we'll go to 4156.
What are y'all on?
All of them. We did 370, we're on 264, 253, 254.
After or before the 100-year tournament, would you be able to get a street sweeper over there?
Did you get a hold of David?
No, yeah,
No,
no, we'll be all
Yeah,
good.
David, he's got a
Oh,
sweeper, he said they could use, both ours are cut.
Okay.
I don't know if we're gonna get able to get out of there.
Sounds
But
good.
he
I
said
didn't
they
know.
could use that one.
Okay, cool. Anything else? Okay, we'll move on to accepting donations to county entities. Top one says Commissioner's Court, but it is actually to the Senior Center from, too small right right there from Michelle Wells for $2,000 for sports. And
What?
Seniors.
not senior center, youth center, my apologies.
I was figuring, say,
I was like, what's wrong
senior
with you?
citizen center coming up.
I mean, maybe they'll do sports, they can do something,
There,
but.
I can see it. That's yeah. So it's
Some kind of center.
it's submitted to the Scurry County Commissioners Court, a donation received from Rebecca Michelle Welch for $2,000 for sports. The only one that has sports is the youth center. And then the senior center, donations in the amount of $5,646.80. And then the youth center has one from the American Legion in the amount of $5,200. That's awesome, awesome.
That all,
That is all of them, yes, sir.
I make a motion to approve the donations to county entities as presented.
All in favor? Election service agreement with IRA ISD, similar to what we did with Harmony. Any further discussion on any thoughts on that, Lori?
Yes.
That is, we do that
It's the
every
same,
time they
it's the
have
same amount for $1,000
$1,000 to rent our machines to, or to hold their elections.
to hold their election.
Any thoughts or questions on the election? Right.
Motion to enter into an election service agreement with our ISD.
Second. All in favor? Burn ban, I'm gonna let Nathan take over here.
No, we can't do
Let's
that.
do that later.
Yeah, it's about right before we adjourn, because I live in Powell this morning.
All right, we got fireworks up there. We take care of it.
I thought you were serious.
I am serious.
No, we've had in probably the last 3 weeks, we've had an uptick in fires. Talking to the Forest Service, it's not getting better for the rest of the year. So we've actually had a 100-acre grass fire north of Lake Thomas that was pretty hard to put out the other day. Appreciate you guys coming out there. But it's not looking good. Some days we have 3 a day. So
What are the main causes of them?
most of them are electricity, electrical issues, or people dragging chains or having some kind of mechanical issue on the blowing out a tire because it's hot.
How's a burn ban gonna help that?
Well, it's not, but
I mean, if people are causing the fire because they're welding,
we have had a couple that got
Have you?
nothing.
that's, you know, these welders need to find out that there are blankets that they make to put underneath with what they're welding on. And it stops that, but
Also, if we don't have one in place and we start having, presidential, or we have some kind of big fire season like 2011 and we don't have this in place, we won't get our money either. So
Yeah. that's a good reason. Soon as yours goes out.
We got like a first thing, so.
All in favor? Passes around for the sign. I know, it's still paper.
My pen's right behind me. You know you like me to use it. It gets it all warmed up.
Next item on the agenda is contract for lease of 2024 motor grader for precinct 3. Sean?
We leased a 772 GP. And it'll be a budget of doing that, because I need to trade up to AM this for 48,000 for upfront payment. And the other one we got in 19 is coming up, but it won't have a upfront payment because they're taking the other one and just bringing a new one. So, no, this is about
This is replacing that.
No, not that, not this. This one's by itself. Cause I'm gonna sell that 140M I have. Because the H's they do really good in fires. They're simple, so I don't really want to sell one of them, but I do, I'm gonna see what I get for that M. But in September, the one we had the lease on in 19 is coming due. It'll just be a swap. I will have a contract just like this one they just. But we're getting, when we have fires in that shingle, that sand, that 6-wheel drive makes a lot of difference.
No.
That's everything about that one.
So you're gonna sell one that you have, is what you said.
Yes, a 140,
Is that one still under lease?
No.
Okay. Just curious.
and I'll take what I get for it and put it, whatever.
You selling the M or the H?
Use the extra fire. So you're going to have a total of how many machines now? 4? Is the H, I know you're keeping it for fires, but you're just not using it for anything but fires?
No, we use it, yeah, because I got 2 guys that read them up and H's and they had him. So that's the reason I'm gonna get rid of him.
I mean, historically, you've only had 3 machines, and now you're going to 4, and so I just,
Does that include the M that you're gonna sell? Or is that the size? So it includes the one you're gonna sell?
Includes what? I'm gonna sell the M.
Okay, but you said you have 4. Does that include the M?
No,
so right now you'll have 5 until you sell them.
right. Yeah, maybe. You said it before, Terry, we gotta keep this stuff under warranty, and what they offer on them deers is you can't beat it, because we're only responsible for wear items.
Oh, I'm not concerned about you getting a new machine and replacing those that are going out of warranty, because they are very expensive to repair. The costs are of them, and the only thing I was concerned about was why you're going to 4 machines rather than,
I've always had 4.
no,
Well, since 19, I've had 4.
okay. Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand.
It's, you've got the same amount of miles as Doug and I have, and we're at 3 machines, used to have 2. Now we've gone to 3 and you've gone to 4. I can't figure out why you're needing 4 machines for the same miles that we have.
Well, I mean, it's just the way it is.
It just makes your budget bigger. And
Yes,
if you had the miles, if anybody needs 5 machines, it's this guy with 4 machines. It's 4, he's got twice the miles. So
he does.
thinking about that, with the mileage he has, he would need 8 machines. And I don't think we can afford them. But he wouldn't need them if you're equating it to I mean, the reason I say anything is because you constantly always reminded us that we need to be as frugal as possible. And those machines are nearly 400, they're over 400,000 now. So that's $1.6 million. Whenever you could maintain 3 machines and not have that extra cost. I mean, we're all supposed to be frugal as we can be.
So that's, I mean, as long honestly, when we have fires, precinct 3 has the majority of them.
Oh, well, I mean, if that's a reason and you think that's valid, well, I don't like the John Deere's going out there either. I'm like you. The John Deere now these new ones are supposed to restart. The newest ones, the 19s don't. They restart in 45 seconds to a minute, and that's dangerous in a fire.
It is.
And I don't send mine.
Yeah.
But
Well, the only time I send them is, well, that one we had is delayed, but I had them all out there.
and I've got one H that I keep just for that. Okay. Well, if you think it's valid.
But I do.
Okay.
It's usually, it gets brought 5 of us.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a lopsided thing because you also have 3 belly dumps. I think the rest of us have, what you got? You're twice the miles, and how many belly dumps do you have?
We've got 3. One of them will owner from, the trucks will owner from the fire department right now.
How many do you have, Doug? 2. I've got 2.
The only reason I got 3 is when I took office, that yellow one was sitting in the back. Jeff was my foreman, and I said, will you fix it? We'll get rid of it. It costs.
Tires.
Yeah. And it's one of the best ones we got.
All right. That's all I just wondered. I mean,
Because I didn't pay, I did not buy belly dump. I simply fixed what was there when I took office.
but I mean, those have to be maintained.
They do.
The cost of those, whatever you could get for them, would be able to go in on your new machine. It's just less cost, to have maintained less equipment, unless you just absolutely need it. And anyway,
When I was over there, I want to say this on the belly dump, we used all 3 of them.
Mhm.
I mean, I used them. I mean, I did. Those belly dumps are a very big asset. Yeah, we've got a good deal now that Digby's actually hauling for us. That sure has helped us cover more country. That belly dump cost us, like I said, tires, and we cleaned some air valves on it and put it to work.
it would just indicate that the rest of us don't have enough. It either indicates that precinct 3 is overbuying or that we're underbuying, one or the other. Because we could all run more belly dumps, for sure. I mean, it's not our business, the taxpayers footing the bill, and we're going either over or we're under, one or the other.
Like I said, when it comes in belly dumps, I just don't.
Oh, I understand that. But things that you don't really need, you get rid of. But anyway, I'm ready to go on, Judge.
Is there a motion or no?
For the,
Contract for the motor grader.
I believe we need to keep the motor graders done. And if he's gonna sell the M, I don't have any problem with it myself. I think we gotta keep it in good shape. That's not a motion, that's just my 2 cents.
All those 2 cents.
So we have a motion
Second.
I don't know how the judge, you signed the last.
Yeah. Okay. In a second.
Yes.
All in favor? Any opposed? Okay. Good. Moving on to discuss and consider receiving RFPs for mechanical services. You have copies of those in front of you. I haven't looked at them yet, so I don't know what they are.
What's that?
I haven't looked at these
Oh,
RFPs
got
yet. Full coverage mechanical investment service proposal from Scurry. And then a partial coverage mechanical. full service from Scurry is $49,840. Partial is $27,620 per year. And then you have one from Johnson Controls. Let me see if it's. I don't know if it covers courthouse and the jail or just courthouse, just the jail or the sheriff's department, 1%.
These just say the sheriff's department on both of them.
Yeah, on the front, but I don't know which end it says.
So what are they covering exactly? I haven't.
From my understanding, it's maintenance,
On the
but
mechanical system.
it really doesn't,
And we can take these
I
and
need to.
look at them and let the county and come back at our next meeting. We can accept them today and come back and do that.
Yeah. I haven't.
Yeah, like I said, I hadn't either, so. All right, we will no action those and we will come back at the next meeting.
That would be the next meeting in August. I hope if we decide to do this, that we're better than what we've had previously. They're supposed to be doing a lot of these services and then you find out they're not doing them. After we've paid a lot of money.
That's the one. Like I said, I didn't look across. The other one is 79,000. It says for the courthouse, but I don't know if it has anything more than the courthouse. I'll have to reach out to them.
Inside the document, it shows the jail and the SO. It has it further in there,
Okay, for both of them or just the,
for both.
okay. All right, discuss and consider a purchase of an asphalt zipper.
Sorry, are we gonna do number 14?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I jumped right over that. Increase part-time minimum wage, discuss and consider. So it's set at 15 now is the minimum,
Isn't the?
or the maximum for minimum wage, or
For part-time.
maximum for part-time. I want to discuss this.
Can I point out something?
Sure.
You've got your deputy clerks, tech ones, who are at about 18 and a half, 19. If you pay part-time what they're making as a full-time employee, I mean, you can't go up a whole lot higher to be where your deputy clerks and your tech ones are.
So the
Tech ones are just ones that don't have a CDL.
the part-time be making as much as a full-time.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll leave it where it's at.
I mean,
You do have to consider that there are benefits that they're getting that the part-timers aren't getting.
exactly, but to be making the same amount an hourly,
I mean, if you can't get anybody to work, you don't have to pay them that. Whatever that goes to, if it does or doesn't, whatever. But those benefits turns out to be a lot of money.
it does. But a lot of people are concerned with their hourly wage, especially when they come in to do paperwork. They're real concerned with what are they gonna make hourly.
So that's first.
I break it down for them bi-weekly, hourly, annually. I break it all the way down for them.
Sure.
And their concern is their hourly,
Yeah.
mainly. And if you've got a part-time making the same as your deputy clerk that's been here for 2 years, I don't think that's right.
Well,
But,
whenever they're getting
and
retirement.
part-time can only work so many hours as well. And
so
you've got
they-
these full-time people putting in 80 hours.
They need more money to be able to survive because they have no benefits whatsoever. We're talking about, we're providing hospitalization, retirement, longevity.
There are a lot that have part-time that are not paying the 15, they're paying 10 or 11.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they could, if you have part-time money in your budget, they could individually, at their own choosing, raise their, I mean, with the proper documentation and sent to their office. To go up to that, because, I mean, I was just looking at it earlier, there's a lot still at $10, $11.
I think I leave 12, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have.
so not very many are actually using the maximum.
There's very few that start them at the max, at 15.
But they have to have a lot of experience if I to start them at the max. If they don't have that experience, I don't need it. Or CDF.
But also these ones that have put in there are openings for full-time in the same spot that they're working part-time.
Well, I just lost
They
I just
just-
lost my part-time to somebody.
Yeah.
Which I'm glad, really. I want them to be able to come full-time because then they actually have a problem with their health or something they have covered.
Mhm.
Whereas they do not if they're part-time.
Yep.
That's my only concern.
I just wanted to point out how close that was to your full-time people and your tech
No,
ones
you're right.
that have been here for years, that get like a 50-cent raise every year off the COLA, or when you break it down hourly.
Whenever you can go to work at McDonald's and flip hamburgers for $15 an hour.
And you get a sign-on bonus at McDonald's.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, that's not it, but you
Apparently,
do.
they don't have any luck with it either.
I got you.
I think it's all we because she has a really good point.
No, she makes a good point.
That's the first
Just do
thing,
payroll.
that is the first thing people look at, how much money they can have.
We'll take the benefits away and give them 20.
Mm.
See if they like that. I mean, benefits add up to a lot,
They do.
but okay, doesn't matter. But that's fine. If you can start to get part-time hands, that's truly to stay there is right thing to do.
When did we raise it to 15?
Last year
Yeah.
or the year
Yeah.
before?
It was last year.
It was, you know, it was recent.
Because the max used to be 12. It was 10 to 12. Y'all raised it to 15 last year.
Which we hadn't raised in a long time.
Mhm.
Yeah, y'all hadn't.
And the thing too is a lot of I don't know if some of the department heads realize that they can give that increase to their part-time people. If they have it in their budget, in their part-time line, that they can go ahead and they don't have to wait through the budget process. If they have an employee who's doing a really good job and they have the money in their part-time line, I've talked to Doug about this before, because he's asked me about increasing a part-time person last year. As long as you have it in your line, you can increase it up to the max. They don't normally do that, and I mean, it's up to them, but I would suggest doing that type of stuff first. I understand that part-time for road and bridge is probably a little bit more difficult to get than part-time for in an office.
Well, it's not even hard getting full-time.
Well, I mean, but honestly, right now, there's a lot of places that are struggling to find people who want to work and that will work. It's just something that's going on across the nation right now, is people don't want to work.
It's true. Well, yeah,
I'm listening to y'all, agree, y'all all make good points, but I'm like, the benefits mean a lot. And you can, everybody should know that you can go up to $15 if you want to. I just don't think it needs to go any more than that.
then I would make a suggestion that we take no action. I think it's pretty clear.
It could always be revisited
Oh,
later.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really get desperate for help. Can't get it, but we come back.
Well, the reason I put this on here is y'all had that discussion
We
that
did.
we needed to raise the part-time minimum maximum
It was
wage.
a discussion during the budget, during our sitting during the budget. It was something that was brought up multiple times.
Multiple times. So,
Sounded
different
pretty
people, so,
Yeah.
it's That's why I went ahead and put it on there. So we're in no action. All right, we're gonna move on to discuss and consider purchasing an asphalt zipper. Terry?
We talked about this last court meeting. We've got 2 zippers that are still functioning. Been told that that they will give us more for those machines that we can sell for. The guy is wanting those machines. He says as long as the drums turn, that they are well worth them, and they're very good for a trade-in. If they won't turn, they are not interested in them. Of course, they do. We just have to get video of those, send them to them. So it would reduce, I figured, by half at least, from 331 to 150, 160,000. These machines are very versatile. A lot of us have used them. I don't know if you've used them.
Yeah, we did Camera Road with it.
Yeah, he did. That's right. I remember that now. And so this one is so far ahead of the ones that we have. Well, it's just like the second one, so far ahead of the first one. But it's got the water tank where it's not having to be mounted on the back of your front end loader. The salesman has already said that because we're wanting to use it to have enough water to actually get the moisture milled into the soil so that you can immediately come behind that front end loader with your motor grader and actually get the road prepared. You all know that you can't do anything with dry soil. And so he said that if the pump that is on this machine will not pump enough water to do that, to get it to the moisture content that we need, that he would supply whatever pump it took at no additional charge.
Do you think you can cut it in half?
With the 2 other machines, yes, sir.
So how come you don't use a reclaimer on this instead of purchasing this? Making lease the reclaimers.
Reclaim?
Yeah.
And so you're talking just about a bigger machine than what this one is.
It'd do more. I mean, you would,
Have
and if
you,
you leased it, when you didn't have the wear and tear, you wouldn't have to fix it for road. You'd have it.
we've had very little breakage on these, except that when somebody runs it abnormally. But the reclaimer, you can lease it, but then if you have a place in your road that you need to reclaim, you've got to buy a commercial reclaimer to do that, or lease it again. Have you actually looked at the lease, the cost for the lease? What is it a month?
$14,000, but you don't have to lease it for.
What's the shortest period of time you can lease it?
Jared said he'd lease it 15 minutes if you wanted it.
Oh,
That's what he told me.
Yeah.
I just wonder what he said.
okay. Well, I mean, that's, again, up to the court. It's just something that you got to either have delivered to you at a cost.
Well, I'm just thinking, all this equipment that we go in for is been abused and it's having to take care of. I'm afraid that's gonna be that same thing.
The one that we have has always been taken care of by us. Some folks have failed to, they'd like a quarter of a mile or 100 yards and they'd run out of water and wouldn't use it. We had to actually put the blocks on it, but which wasn't a big deal. I mean, we did it and and then for the bits go in the blocks, you know. But very little maintenance, if any maintenance, that are extra costs that we've had on those machines whenever they were used appropriately.
Well, before I agree to it, I want to know exactly what he's doing.
Sure, I'm fine.
Well, why don't you get all the information from Jared on what you're talking about? And all we can do.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm getting at, for instance, the road you're gonna redo,
Mhm.
however how many miles it is, you can do it quicker with one of those.
Oh, you can. Oh, you're right. This new machine will do about 2 miles a day, where the others would do about a half. So it's a lot quicker than it was. But what I'm saying is there are a lot of other things that you can do with these machines other than just do an entire road. You can do potholes, you can do alligator cracking. And you've got it there. If you get on YouTube sometime and look at that.
Well, I'm not saying to rid of the whole, we could keep one.
Oh,
I'm not saying not have one.
Yeah. for large jobs, at least one, and you're right, it would be quicker to do. And they have the pumps on them and you can connect them to the water, trailer to be able to get your moisture content in there as well. I mean, it won't hurt to try.
Well, I'd like to take a listen to the exact price, what he'll give us for those.
Okay. I'll find out.
You want it, that's on,
To me, just what he tells you don't mean what it would be.
No, no, you're right. You're exactly right.
you want it back on August 6th.
Yeah.
So just for information, the one you had up there that you're talking about, what's the delivery date in stock or?
They had it in stock at the time, whether they'll have it in stock if we agree to it or not, I'm not sure.
Did you not say that one, you can use a smaller loader on it? Or-
No, I just said it didn't put the pressure on the loader as much, and so, yeah, probably could, that's something we'd have to look at. Do you have a smaller
Yeah,
loader
mine's-
than a 950? Of course, you know, we always allow those that need equipment that,
Yeah.
you know,
well,
we got it.
so-
But it's just, this one is so much easier to work with than the ones that we have, because putting that tank on there, you have to have a skid steer. So like I was saying last week when we went to Sweetwater, we had to take a skid steer with us as well as everything else that we took. And so it just makes it difficult and time consuming to rig it up.
I think that we need to also have a policy in place that, these machines are inspected at before and after every use, because everybody's played the blame game out there. Well, precinct 1 did it, or precinct 2 did it, and I know for the fact that's not the way it went. But that's the way it was played out, so I believe the commissioner need to go out there and inspect these machines when they go out and when they come in.
That's not a bad idea. Take a picture of it before you goes out, one when it comes in. Because they can be tore up if they're not run appropriately, for sure.
So the one you're talking about, when you move it, say from your yard to your road. Does the loader have to keep the whole thing up, or does it ride partially on the gauge wheels up front,
It's on the gauge wheels.
even when you move it?
Well, no, you move it on a trailer. The trailer comes with the machine.
No, I saw that trailer, I didn't know if it came with it or is it extra?
No, it comes with it. The first one that the second one we bought, and well, both of them, all three of them came with trailer. For sure. No action.
I'd like more information on what Doug's talking about.
Oh, sure.
From Yellow House. And I'm not saying we don't need it, I'm not
Yeah,
saying
I
that.
understand.
Well, I could see, small, what are you gonna do, patch or whatever, but not trying to just redo the whole road.
They did it pretty fast out there on Cavender.
Yep.
They had it done before you turn around. But, it's just convenience of having it in, if you need it. And sometimes, I would bet that you couldn't, even if you wanted to lease one, it wouldn't be available.
We wanted to lease one when we did Cavender, and back then it was gonna be $10,000 a month. And they didn't have one available, Cat nor John Deere. When John Deere got theirs back, I got a call from Jared, he said, okay, we got it. And when they were supposed to deliver it, they went out there, inspected it, and the drum was burned off of it, and said, oh, can't have it.
Gotcha. But it was there a limit, amount of time that they said you had to lease it, or was it just
back then,
by the day?
It was by the month back then, he didn't, of course, and I know how Jared works real well with us.
Yeah,
But if you don't have it, you don't have it.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, and people are gonna use leased equipment.
Oh, my goodness. All right, I'll take
They're
it.
not gonna treat it as if it's their own.
They will use it.
All right, we'll come back to that on August 6th.
Question on that, not on that, but on the date. we're not gonna have another one in between now, that's 3 weeks. For payables, that's kind of. And plus speaking of budgetary purposes, we also, I know we have budget stuff today.
Yeah.
And then we would likely have them, but I haven't looked at the timeline closely to see. I believe we're gonna have to do the proposed rate by the 6th because of the postings and stuff.
Sure, let's do another one on the 30th.
30th, okay. Thank you.
So let's do both these things that we have
Yeah.
set aside on the 30th. Yes, ma'am?
So this purchase is for 2024 budget, or are you putting this into 2025?
That would be determined at the time that we found out how much that we're really gonna get for the machines and whether or not we had those in our budget.
And where's the money gonna come from in either year?
It could come from several, if you did allow them transfer, a lot of different, probably 3304. For most of us,
So each precinct would share in the cost somehow?
all of us, if we
It would,
determined that
on
we
the
were,
billing, we would divide it by 4 and each precinct would pay a portion of it.
just like we did machine.
It needs to be in 2025.
That is not a problem.
Anyway, we can come back to it.
July 30th. All right, approval of treasurer's monthly report for June 2024 and personnel information report. And then the second quarterly investment report. Do we separately? That is the monthly report. Any questions on it? I'll have an opportunity to look at it.
Other unit, it makes the plant bigger.
It's short.
Made a lot of interest,
Yes, we made a lot of interest.
nearly 400,000.
Better get it while you can, because one of these
It
days.
will be 0.
It's probably coming sooner or later.
And then that personnel report, any thoughts or questions on that?
Guess I can't see it.
Here, hang on. No, I'm not gonna be able to load it right now. And the quarterly investment report. You have it though. You got it.
He's just pointing out the fact that he doesn't like the electronics.
But Angela's working on it, right?
On getting him to like electronics,
Oh, yeah.
well, y'all are gonna have to like it or not, that's what it's gonna do.
Didn't say it didn't like
You didn't have to, you keep saying it repeatedly. Alright. Any, anything further on those? Entertain a motion then.
Make a motion, we approve the treasurer's monthly treasurer report and personnel report and the second quarterly investment.
Second, third.
All in favor? Got one that we can sign, and I did not print the other one. I'll get that here in a little bit. We'll come back and do departmental budget reviews. Let's go ahead and do the monthly financial report from the auditor. Any questions on that?
motion we approve the monthly commission. Second.
All in favor? All right, certified revenues,
Let's see.
Me.
We have certified revenue from, Intersect Power LLC for $1 million to Road and Bridge, Precinct 1 for, damage to roads.
I'm sorry,
Is it damage to roads, that $1 million
Yes.
from Intersect?
yes, that's the first payment.
Yes. And then we have Sheriff Prisoner Keep, in this batch, $30,360, certifying it for out-of-county prisoners that we keep in our jail. Do y'all want the extra revenue?
My motion is certified revenues as presented.
Second,
all in favor? Line item transfers and budget amendments.
Okay, line item transfers.
now this is a first. I've never seen it before.
What?
Line of transfer, shot, on your 15 budget.
Oh.
That is, it's a good move.
Okay, so district clerk, hold on, let me just- district clerk, $1,000 into her other equipment out of the, equipment from 1,000 to 5,000. The office had to replace 2 computers, so that's what that one's for, there's the hard copy. I have, my Commissioner's Court Precinct 3, putting 2,000 into his Commissioner's Court Precinct 3 auto expense line out of Road and Bridge Precinct 3 fuel and oil line. He had to,
Full bumper replacement on front.
You have to replace it.
I put it full,
Oh, okay.
because deer hunting.
yes, we
We
have a
had one saving from him yesterday about 5
Mhm.
o'clock.
brand new truck.
Brand new pickup. Got the fender, but not the hood, headlights. And the deer still walked off.
It's not deer hunting season, guys.
Got blood in there.
Oh my goodness, I don't think.
The next one is Road and Bridge Precinct 3, tires and tubes, 10,000 in there, out of fuel and oil. I don't know what that says.
That was 2.
What does it say, Sean?
Tag of the report.
Lots of tire repair.
Oh,
I make a motion that we approve island transfer. Oh, we got a budget amendment though too, don't we?
those are all the line on transfers. Hold on, let me go, I gotta make sure I have the same amount y'all have. Budget amendment precinct 1, this is for the revenue that we just certified. 500,000 into road material, 500,000 into capital outlay, 5,000 plus. Budget amendment for precinct 3 is, this is not in order. Precinct 4 is going to be road material and construction, 350,000 for the finish the grant roads. The next one in the packet is precinct 3 for 125,000 for the road grant in road material and construction. And precinct 3 lease payments, 48,000. This is the lease payment that he discussed earlier.
It's up front, because I didn't turn that in.
And I include budget amendments in my motion.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Accounts payable?
Accounts payable is 1,338,991.66.
Make motion to pay the bills.
All in favor? Are you okay with me doing those? Sign, not paper.
Oh, yeah, you have
The only paper I'll have to do is the,
the payables.
yes. the
And we
payables,
can
but-
start scanning that but the only problem with that page is we do that page the morning of, in case somebody brings something in last minute,
That's fine.
that first page.
Yeah.
But
I'll
I
do,
don't know if they have the options to be able to sign it electronically.
no, that's gonna be a trick. getting it done, but-
And if we're doing, when we're doing budget amendments or line transfers that are signable online digitally, is it, I guess we can share it through Adobe so that the next person can sign, like the judge to do it? Is that right? Like,
I'm
wasn't sure.
not sure. I know, like, if you email it to me, I can still go in on my Adobe, and I think he can on his Adobe
Okay,
and do the signature part. So
Okay,
we
so
should
we all
be able
have
to,
it.
if we have Adobe Pro.
Right.
You have to have the Pro Adobe on it.
okay.
Another way is DocuSign. but
Yeah.
I hadn't looked too deep into that.
So we don't need to share it, it's already on your,
If you'll,
if we gotta
you
share
need to send
our
me-
signature.
yeah, you'll need to send the actual budget amendment with your signature on it to us. Then we will upload it. I have a folder that I keep for each of the commissioners' courts, and we track it. That way we can enter them into our system, and then once, like the Thursday that she gets ready to do agendas, then I send them all to Cynthia so that she can put them on the software.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and go into executive session to come back to the budget here in a little bit. Executive session pursuant to section 551.071 of the Texas Government Code, consultation with attorney on the following issues, pending litigation as it relates to copyright contract enforcement for Great American Financial Services, Visual Edge IT, and your as.
Right.
I did not, I don't know.
Executive session.
Thanks,
Yeah.